Welcome, White Lightning Agents, to another episode of Counterintelligence. This is episode 9. I'm Kyle.
I'm JP.
And I'm Ian.
We did this... We planned this out, and you're already ruining it.
No, I told you I wanted you to introduce us.
You also pointed at me first.
I thought we decided we were introducing ourselves now.
Fine, we'll introduce ourselves
This
now.
is JP, and that's Ethan, and I'm Kyle.
This
and
is
this
Kyle.
Week's topic is suggested by Tristan Hook, and it is sandwiches. So thanks, Tristan.
I'm okay with this.
John Montagu, the 18th century Earl of Sandwich, credited with popularizing the sandwich as we know it today, was most concerned with a way to make his midday meal portable on all-day hunting trips. I would say true.
That sounds reasonable,
Yeah.
I guess.
Seems legit. I've also heard the Earl of Sandwich before.
I have. I've never
Yeah.
been sure if that was true or if that was something people
This is
were
going to be
making
one of
up.
those dumb things where it's like, oh, it's actually the 17th century Earl of Sandwich. It's like, screw you, Ian.
Ian's usually been pretty good about that, I guess.
I say this is true. There's
Yeah, I say true as
I'll
well.
go true,
I
although
have
is
no
that...
reason to doubt this.
Yeah, okay. False! Oh, no, we all lose.
Montagu's concern was one that still plagues gamers
Yo, he's a
today,
freaking gambler. That's right.
being able to both eat and play his game of choice, in this case, the card game cribbage.
Carrying a sandwich around really isn't all that much more convenient than, like, carrying a hunk of meat or something.
Well,
Because he supposedly, presumably, I would guess, didn't also invent Ziploc bags at the same time, which would make it a little bit difficult to bring on a hunting trip. An American court has officially ruled that any meal designated to be eaten by hand and that exhibits any kind of baked carbohydrate outer layer can be deemed a sandwich for legal purposes, thus including items like burritos and tacos.
I'm gonna say true.
So question, what legal purpose would this definition be necessary?
if someone killed you with a sandwich and you...
Okay, and then you go to court and they're arguing, the point they're arguing is
but-
whether or not the weapon was a sandwich.
Was it
This
a
this
sandwich?
trial cannot go on because it was not a sandwich but a burrito. And they're like, no, you have foiled us again, great Montesquieu the court jester.
Burrito is henceforth a sandwich.
I'm going to say false because I disagree that a burrito is a sandwich.
I'm going to say false on principle, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
A taco is not a
I
sandwich.
may be wrong, but tacos and sandwiches are not the same thing.
Well, they're not, but maybe
But it says for legal
technically-
purposes. What does that even mean?
Maybe technically, I'm
There's-
gonna say
if
true
someone
because this sounds like
poisons-
something that Ian would want to convince
Yeah,
us.
this is going to be
is
like a
false.
true, and Ian's like, haha, I tricked
True,
you.
I
Look
say
how
true.
smart I am.
Oh,
False.
no.
JP's behind. The ruling actually came down to specifying that the term must include at least 2 slices of bread, not a carbohydrate, clearing the way for a taco joint to operate in an area that had strict no compete regulations regarding sandwich shops. So that's what it means.
That's your legal reasons.
So that's
Dang
actually a
it.
very okay legal reason.
Yeah, that's much better than murdering someone with a
I am
burrito.
upset.
In the Middle Ages, flat pieces bread were commonly used as serving vessel for meats, but were afterwards
Meals.
thrown out rather than
Serving vessel for meals.
meals. Whatever.
Sorry.
It could have been Sneagles,
Might be relevant.
but would have afterward been thrown out rather than eaten.
They were used as like
Oh, like a
plates.
bowl. So they made bread
Plates.
bowls, like medieval bread bowls. That's what we're
Yeah,
talking
or
about
like,
here.
or like bread plates.
I'm going
I-
bread bowl because that's something that Domino's makes, and I think it's funny that medieval people may have used
I'm going to
that.
say no, because why would you throw away food?
It's true. Seems like Middle Ages, you'd be,
Dying of the plague, too much to care about throwing. But this is one of the things where
But
it's like, haha, it was actually crusty bread.
maybe talking about, like, peasants, yeah, with, like, old crusty bread or something that they used, and then somebody just got so hungry that they
Or, like,
ate it anyway.
It's like that scene from, like, the Mickey Mouse, like, giant green bean thing, right? Like,
where they're, like, cutting the bean in half.
They're cutting
I remember that
they're
scene
cutting
so
the bread
vividly.
and, like, a little tiny little bit of bread, and then, like, just, like, paper bread.
Yeah.
I want to say false, because, like, we're pretty sure they would eat it.
Used... Oh, this one's tough. I'm
Did
gonna
bread
go.
exist back then?
I'm gonna go false. I'm gonna say false. What do you think?
I mean, I want to say true because it sounds right, but I've been wrong twice in a row now.
Yeah, but we are dumb. Just guessing here.
I'm gonna go with true again.
All right. True.
Yes!
JP's back up.
Known as trenchers, these bread plates were usually given to dogs or beggars by the people still ate them.
Aristocracy.
That is technically false.
So, well, it's saying that, like, rich people used them as plates and then gave them to homeless people.
To eat.
But they still threw them out. That's what the fact was.
Fine.
The hamburger in particular came to prominence and international attention after the brothers McDonald, eventual progenitors of a string of restaurants by the same name, sold them at the 1904 World's Fair in St. Louis. That's a lot of details.
This is giving a lot of credit to McDonald's.
Yeah.
Did McDonald's, like, make the hamburger popular is what this is saying.
No.
That can't be right.
I wanna say false.
Right?
And there are
Please
a
don't
lot
be
of
right.
details in here that could be wrong.
It's true.
Let's
So
say
far,
false.
these have been pretty, like, open, like, the main fact that it's delivering, whether or not that's true or false. He's not, like, been picking, like, little details or anything. I have a problem with the idea that McDonald's made the hamburger prominent. The World's Fair, 1904. How old is McDonald's?
Old.
Very old.
Is it old enough for 1904?
I don't know about that. I don't think it's that old.
I don't know. I'm just gonna go with false.
I'm gonna
on
go
this.
false on this one, too.
False.
Yes. Although the 1904 World's Fair did popularize the hamburger as on an international scale, Richard and Maurice McDonald wouldn't launch their eponymous business venture until 1940.
Okay. I thought that was too old. That seemed too old.
Yeah.
Although that is interesting that it was first, like, given out at the World's Fair. Like, isn't that for science and stuff?
That's pretty scientific.
I guess so.
Look, we can cook meat and put it on bread.
We present to you our
Wait a
new
minute.
invention,
Our
the
burger
hamburger.
sandwiches.
Yes, because 2 pieces of bread. Legally, they're sandwiches.
Destroyed by my own.
That's why you're allowed to have a McDonald's and a Taco Bell across the street from each other,
I
and it's
can't
fine.
wait. Man, I'm gonna go to McDonald's, get a turger.
When they first became known in America in the 19th century, sandwiches were considered a fancy and elaborate dinner dish.
No.
What do you think?
Ooh.
It's finger food. It's weird because now they're just kind of like that's like the most casual food you can have, right? Is a sandwich. That's a tough one.
This is very tough.
I feel like I need to give a different answer than you two, just so that I can make sure at least one, like, so I can have a chance of maybe getting out ahead. I'm going to say true. That sounds just silly enough
I was
to be,
about to say true as
to be
well.
correct. What do you think, Ethan?
False.
True. Although they had already become an easily portable working-class staple in Europe, it wasn't until the turn of the century that the sandwich developed the same reputation in the U.S. Greetings, gentlemen.
Hello. Cheers.
I'm Agent Sullivan. Mr. Sullivan. Not agent. I call myself agent sometimes by accident. It's a nervous tick. I need to take care of it.
Oh,
This is my microphone.
I see. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
It looks like mine.
As is yours, yes. It's nice to meet someone who's not ashamed of taking their microphone in public as well. So, I'm here to meet somebody. I'm not sure if one of you two is this somebody, but I'm gonna ask you some questions to see who's who. So don't you guys be lying to me, because I've got my gun.
Just bring that to parties, man.
I also, look, it's a very complicated relationship between me, my microphone, and my gun, and I don't need you judging me. What does your day-to-day job involve? What do you do on a daily basis?
Creating and consuming things.
That is very vague. Mr. Trenchcoat,
Hello.
what would you consider one of your favorite life accomplishments?
What I created was named after me, and I think that's pretty cool that my name's gonna live on in history for at least a long time. I think people are gonna enjoy it for a while.
Have you had a partner who helped you accomplish your goals?
I would say he's family.
Interesting. This thing that you say was named after you, where might I purchase one?
You can probably buy some somewhere, but it's more of a concept that you can just kind of make by yourself with some simple things.
That's very specific and also not. Well, I've asked you both a couple of questions, and I believe I heard some guards heading my way after they noticed my gun, so I'm going to have to shoot one of you really quick. I do apologize, Mr. Bowtie, because I'm pretty sure I remember vaguely doing this in a past life, and I'm going to have to shoot you again. No, gun, you're betraying me! Did I shoot the correct person?
Yes.
Alright, I did it. I was not actually sure about that, so I'm glad that worked out.
Good evening, gentlemen.
What's up, bro?
I'm looking for someone, just looking for an old friend, and I was wondering if you guys could help me find him, or maybe if you are him. It's been a long time.
That was a really long time.
Yeah.
If you don't remember him.
This thing that happened a long time ago, you know, it's the one thing that happened, probably.
Right.
Very important. What kind of inspired you to do this, or was it just kind of a breakthrough that happened one day?
Well, it was kind of a family thing. It was a family practice of sorts. It wasn't passed down, but it was definitely influenced.
It was
by
just
my
something
family
that your
life,
family
by my
kind of
home
did,
life.
and you were like, hey, this would be good if...
Yeah, and then I kind of picked it up and ran with it.
All right, Mr. Bowtie, this thing. What did you like first do with it, or was it more just like you kind of just did it and shared it with your friends, or did you like, hey, this could be kind of big, and did you do anything with it or no?
Yeah, I just started using it in my day-to-day work, and it caught on. I didn't expect it to be as big as it was, but it happened.
As far as the name goes, where did you get inspiration for that?
You know, it wasn't really it wasn't a huge event, I guess. It wasn't like a spark of inspiration, like, I shall call it Facebook, for it has people's faces on it, or something like that. It was, it was just kind of this seems like it makes sense for the product, and it was simple enough that I guess it helped it sell better, maybe.
Do you think that this has definitely, well, I wouldn't say raised the bar, but helped in the field?
It absolutely has. It's kind of a household name.
Well, unfortunately, one of you is not telling me the truth.
No playing favorites, just because he already died twice doesn't mean he can't die again.
Don't be upset. It's just, you know, it's business.
He's got, oh.
I honestly thought that JP was the liar
Oh, really?
for a lot.
What did I do wrong?
Honestly.
Oh, what were you?
I am the 19th century French chef who popularized mayonnaise.
Oh.
By Wolf Under Surface, I see someone bought a drone. Big happy face.
Yeah, I got a drone for Christmas, actually. It's not a super fancy drone, but it's right underneath the legal size limit before you have to register it. So
I didn't know you had to register drones.
Yeah, you have to register them now, at least in Texas. I don't know if it's a countrywide thing or if it's just in this state, but you do have to register them in Texas if they are above a certain size. So that one's like just underneath. It's not a fancy like filmmaking drone yet. It's just kind of like a practice toy one, but it's fun.
I totally thought that you just like affixed that in. I didn't.
The drone was real. The stuff it was carrying was not, because it's not actually strong enough to carry that stuff. Like there was like the baseball bat and everything was filmed in front of a green screen and then worked in.
That's fair enough.
Yeah. So yeah, that was fun. I'm still practicing with it, and hopefully I'll get good enough eventually that we can invest in a slightly bigger drone with a good camera on it and get sweet aerial shots for things.
Whoa.
If you would like to leave comments for us to read in that segment right there, do so in this video, and we will use them to, we'll pick them out and answer them on future episodes. Preferably something like a question that we can answer, or something we can turn into a mini discussion topic. Also, leave your suggestions for future topics for the overall shows, and any ideas for games that you might have. Feel free to drop those off as well. And we will see you in 2 weeks. This video will now self-destruct.